Seattle Seahawks star Michael Bennett declares, "NFL can learn plenty from rugby." Super Bowl winning Seattle Seahawks NFL star Michael Bennett loves watching rugby, and not just because he admires the toughness of a code that eschews helmets and pads, and plays through the pain barrier. Bennett, who attended the Blues training session in Auckland in Monday while in the city on vacation, spoke glowingly of not just his admiration for the sport of rugby and its finest practitioners, the All Blacks, but also the important lessons it offers he and his fellow NFL players. So many of New Zealand's professional rugby fraternity closely follow the NFL, and identify with the sport intrinsically as a fellow power code with an array of supersized athletes. But it turns out that appreciation is a two-way street. Bennett, a 10-year NFL veteran, mixed with the Blues players early in their first major training session of the week leading into Friday's Super Rugby season opener against the Highlanders in Dunedin, and told them he takes a lot from their sport into his life as a defensive end for the Seahawks in the National Football League. "We learned so much from you guys as far as being able to be better defenders in the NFL," Bennett told the Blues players before getting pictures taken with them and head coach Tanu Umaga, whom he spoke with at length during the session. Later he told staff, "NZ Rugby offered plenty of lessons even for a player of his caliber, with his Super Bowl ring, from 2014, and 3 Pro Bowl appearances. We watch it to learn how to tackle better, be better defenders, be better trackers, and everybody in rugby is so tough, the way they play through injuries, the way they are able to bounce back every week after every game. We look up to them for inspiration, to be able to be tougher players and better defenders. Some of our best defenders, like Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas, at the Seahawks, were known for our tackling. We call it Seahawk tackling, but it's just rugby tackling. We're learning how to do those great things they do out there and try and limit our concussions and our injuries. Both sports have a problem with concussions right now, and everybody is trying to find a way to keep the integrity of the sport, but also to protect the players and the young people who are playing the sport." Asked about the particular rugby techniques he studies, Bennett nominated the tracking used in making a successful tackle. "Being able to track and to take our heads out of the tackle. When you put a helmet on, you think of yourself as invincible, but to be able to know your head's there and be able to tackle with your shoulders and roll with your tackle, that's what we're learning in trying to be the best tacklers and keep from having those injuries." The 32-year-old, who isn't sure whether he will be re-signed by the Seahawks next season, is on his first visit to New Zealand. His wife, Belle, who is of Samoan descent, has family in both Auckland and Wellington. "I've always wanted to come. I love the culture, I love Auckland, which reminds me a lot of Seattle, and I love how everybody is super nice here. I've been able to meet my wife's family and I've been welcomed with open arms. Everybody here is so nice, it's just a really great place." Looking around the Blues training session, Bennett recognized a familiar style of athlete. "There are so many people who could be in the NFL. I see a lot of running backs, a lot of linebackers, a lot of defensive ends. There are a lot of fast guys who, if they knew the techniques, could be stars of the NFL just like the ARA stars here. And, yes, he very much takes an interest in the All Blacks as part of his rugby study. We try to figure out how they do all the things they do. The guys have got their ears all messed up and stuff, and him like, man, they look like they were doing MMA out there. It's fun to watch the guys and see how tough they are. I'm like, wow, that's a big hit. I don't know how the guy is going to get BCK up. And then he does it again.